Report, Data Guardian. I found that many organizations are letting employees use generative artificial intelligence, AI, tools at work.
In the digital age, AI is advancing rapidly, and many organizations leverage AI to boost efficiency. However, it is important to use AI, including Gen AI tools, safely and appropriately.
For what purposes do employees typically use Gen AI?
There are many different Gen AI tools that can be used for various purposes. Gen AI can be used for data analysis, drafting meeting minutes. It can also help with designing graphics and generating videos. There are countless uses.
It's so handy.
Exactly! While Gen AI tools are handy, organizations should be aware of whether their employees are using these tools appropriately. Inappropriately inputting personal data into Gen AI tools may violate the Personal Data Privacy Ordinance, namely the PDPO.
What?
Don't panic. With appropriate guidelines, everyone can use AI tools lawfully and in a compliant manner. The Office of the Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data has published the checklist on guidelines for the use of generative AI by employees to help organizations develop internal policies or guidelines for the use of Gen AI by employees at work while complying with the relevant requirements of the PDPO. Let me introduce the key recommendations from the checklist.
What should an organization include when developing internal Gen AI policies or guidelines?
The checklist guidelines recommend that policies or guidelines should cover policy applicability, for example, company-wide or specific staff, permitted Gen AI tools or apps, permissible use of AI tools. This ensures that employees know which Gen AI tools to use and how to use them properly. Set clear guidelines so employees know how to use Gen AI properly.
How to protect personal data privacy.
The checklist guidelines recommend that organizations' Gen AI policies or guidelines specify clearly permissible types and amounts of input information. For example, whether personal data can be input, permissible use of output information, permissible storage of output information, and other relevant data retention policies, etc. Only input appropriate information into Gen AI tools to reduce the risk of data breaches.
What else should we be aware of when using Gen AI in practice?
The checklist guidelines recommend that organizations state that employees shall not use Gen AI tools for unlawful or harmful activities. They should also keep an eye out for inaccuracies or unethical content in the generated output. Organizations should remind employees to review AI-generated content before making use of the output. Organizations can also provide clear instructions on when and how to watermark or label AI-generated output to enhance transparency in the use of AI. Scrutinize content. Ensure information transparency.
How can organizations safeguard data security when using Gen AI?
To ensure data security and reduce the risk of data breaches, the checklist guidelines recommend that organizations should specify the employees who are permitted to access Gen AI tools and the devices on which they are allowed to do so. They should also instruct employees to set unique and strong passwords and enable multi-factor authentication. Let's follow the organization's security settings to securely use Gen AI tools. Use permitted work devices only to prevent data breaches.
What should we do if an AI incident occurs?
Organizations should develop an AI incident and data breach response plan, requiring employees to report and handle AI incidents according to the plan. AI incidents may include data breach incidents involving the use of AI, unauthorized input of personal data into Gen AI tools, abnormal output results, or output results that may breach the law. Stay calm and report immediately in case of an AI incident.
How can organizations ensure that employees will not violate the organization's AI policies or guidelines?
Organizations should specify the possible consequences of employees violating AI policies or guidelines and provide training for staff. With sufficient training and support, using Gen AI will be a breeze. By working together and following the checklist guidelines to develop Gen AI policies or guidelines for employees to follow, Gen AI will no doubt become our helpful assistant.
Let's build a safe environment for using Gen AI at work.
Use Gen AI safely. Everyone can do it.